Welcome, everybody. This is the One Up Podcast. I am your host, Jose, aka El Caballo, here with some of my nearest and dearest, Doughboy,
What's going on, guys?
Mateo,
Yo.
and Pucho.
What's going on?
Not much, man. How's your day going so far, Pooch?
It's all right. My wife's outside pressure washing in the driveway, so that's why I got in a little late. I was setting all that stuff up for her. So
Damn, independent.
yeah,
Equality
Yeah.
of women's rights.
yeah.
What's going on with you, Doe?
Not much, man. I'm doing good. It's like mom,
You got Kat there today? No, we got to have that guest in there.
She's on top of my my DJ equipment.
Oh,
She's
think
learning.
it's scratching?
Yeah. She dominates one piece of equipment every day.
Damn. She's the boss.
One equipment at a time before she owns the whole room.
Yeah, she kind of feels like it's ours. She looks at everything as like ours.
Oh, like you got to share it.
But
Yeah, like,
you're
it's
acting like
our-
that cat. You're acting like that cat doesn't already own that room.
She's good.
What's up with you, Mateo, man? How's it going in Texas?
Oh man, it's early over here, dude. You guys got an hour on me. But I'm glad we're changing the podcast name though, because I was gonna complain about the After Hours podcast being filmed at fucking 9 o'clock in the morning.
That's what I was telling Tony. It was
Well, that's why it's the
that
one up.
and the number of After Hours podcasts. Like I try to look up. I was trying to find it, and I was like, "This is insane! You can't even find it."
Yeah, they after a little bit of the counseling, they were telling me like, "Yo, I don't think that's gonna work out." I was like, "All right, I'm cool with it. We can change it up."
Yeah, no, it's a good name.
So, have anybody here seen the show The Mandalorian?
I have.
That-
I have.
Is that the one with the little tiny Yoda?
Yes, it's literally on my shirt.
Oh, that's what we're gonna call him, Little Tiny Yoda.
Little tiny Yoda.
It's a long name. Double, you said you have not?
No, I haven't.
Oh, so there's gonna be a little bit of spoilers then.
It's okay.
No,
I binged some of it since you said we were talking about it. I got up to some season 2 episode, the one with Timothy Olyphant.
Mm.
With the
Damn.
who?
Timothy Olyphant. It's they kill that big crate dragon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you binge watched? Damn, that's a lot to binge watch in one night, dude.
I thought it was going to be a lot harder, but it's only 8 episodes per season. They're like 30 minutes each, so like
Uh-huh.
it wasn't too bad, and it's a good damn show. Like, just gonna toss that out there. Enjoyed it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's good because I enjoyed season 1 when it came out, but I felt like it was like a little bit too much of like a monster of the week type of show, and I feel like season 2 gets much better. So I think if you enjoyed season 1, a lot, then I think you're only gonna like season 2 more as you go through it.
That's fair. Yeah, they answered some of the questions I had because, like, the Mandalorian, he can't take off his helmet, right?
Yeah.
So there's an episode where they finally cover that because I was like, oh, fuck, how the hell does how does this man shower? How does he cut his hair? Is his hair just all grown into like a big old like pile of nonsense on the back of his head? And they're like, oh, he can take off his armor, but not in front of other people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did find that weird when they introduced that. Yeah, that was the logical questions I was asking myself, and I think it might have been the episode where they go to like a village or something.
Yep, that's
They-
where they
they
meet
mentioned
that rebel shock trooper chick.
Yeah,
Yep.
She is a
Yeah.
badass character. She's so fucking cool.
No, I definitely like her character. She's really She reminds me of Abby a little bit.
Yeah. From The Last of Us too.
Mm.
Yeah, she's like a wrestler or something, right?
Is she? But like the actual like real life actress?
Yeah, I don't even know if she's an actress. Like, well, no, I mean she's obviously an actress. She's in a TV show, but I guess I'm saying like, I want to say I saw her like maybe she's a fighter or she does some type of athletic thing.
She might be because man, she's buff. Like she's a strong ass lady.
Oh yeah,
No, yeah, she's buffed for sure.
Really like that little the rebel fucking logo. She's got like the teardrop tattoo, but it's the
a little hood classic there with the little teardrop on the face.
I like that. Thought it was a good detail.
Nah, but the show is that show is really amazing. As soon as they dropped the trailer for it, I'm like, oh, Star Wars. Like I think also because I like Star Wars myself, so anything Star Wars I kind of gravitate to it. So when I saw it, I was all right. I'm definitely gonna watch it. Got my interest, and yeah, first episode got me. Then it was just from that point on, I was like, I'm hooked. Then Baby Yoda dropped, and it was like viral. Every kid in the world wanted a Baby Yoda. It was like, damn, like
Star Wars can do one thing, man. They can sell some fucking toys.
yeah.
I own a Baby Yoda doll, so they got me.
And plus, Pucho's
And,
daughter probably knows more Star Wars character than an average grown adult that watches Star Wars.
Absolutely.
And she's barely one, right? One in a couple months.
Yeah, she's just about 18 months. Yeah, her aunt bought her this Star Wars block book. They call them. It's basically these thick ass pages, and so kid don't break them and shit. But we just flip through all the pages, and I just name all the characters as we go, and it's literally from episode 1 through episode 7. The Force Awakens. So there's like pages on all those characters. It even has like Rogue One in the middle there too.
Awesome.
So they have So she's learning a bunch of characters. She could barely talk too. So it's funny the way that she for a long time she called Luke Ook. She just she doesn't know how to say Jabba the Hutt, but when he comes up, she goes ho 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 ho.
I mean, she gets it though. It's not like you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, it's funny.
Pretty soon you'll be able to sit down and watch a movie order, go through what's the order called? Machete order? How to watch the perfect way to watch a Star Wars or whatever. Like that's gonna be dope.
You know, I've never actually tried doing that machete cut thing or that machete order or whatever. I need to sit down and try that watching method. I've heard it's like the best way to watch it.
No, yeah, I think so. Pucho's the one that told me to do it like that, and I did it like that. And for first time people like who've never watched Star Wars, like my wife, crazy.
What is machete order?
It's when you watch episodes 4 and 5, which are the first 2 movies that came out. Then you watch the prequel movies, all 3 of those, and then you go back and watch episode 6. And this kind of came about prior to any of these other movies existing. So I'm sure the fandom now maybe has a slightly tweaked way that they prefer to watch it. Like maybe you throw that movie Solo in there, or maybe, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I haven't like kept up with what people think of now that all the new movies are out. But yeah, the idea was like, spoilers for Star Wars. It's even ridiculous I have to say this, but it starts out with episodes 4 and 5. So it introduces Luke, and then it introduces Darth Vader. Then in episode 5, you find out the Emperor exists. Then you find out Darth Vader's Luke's father. And then to give that more significance, you watch the prequels where you learn of the rise of Darth Vader. You learn that, this Palpatine guy is actually the Emperor. And then you go back and watch episode 6, which is the culmination of the Sky, or what I would have thought was the ending of the Skywalker saga. But now there's 3 more movies that end the Skywalker saga. But
No, yeah. Also, The Mandalorian, it takes place after the Return of Jedi? Like a couple years after, right?
It's in that space, like right between.
At
I
first,
wish they explained that a little bit more.
yeah.
They even hinted at something that I'm super excited about. I don't even want to say it because I'm pretty sure
you can spoil the show for me. I've got no problem. I think spoilers actually kind of enhance a show when you're watching it, because then you're like, oh shit, this is what Pucci was talking about. This is the lead up to whatever secret.
So then, all right, major spoiler.
No.
Pucci's about to drop a major spoiler.
Now we got it. I mean, are you fine with this? I don't know if you're planning on watching the show or.
Go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Pucci. Drop that spoiler.
No. I was just gonna say because me and Mateo have discussed this in the past that we read like a bunch of the Star Wars comics and stuff.
Mhm.
And one of the really cool storylines that exist in the extended universe is the Thrawn trilogy. Like Thrawn is a character and all that stuff. So like basically after the fall of the Empire, Thrawn shows up and he basically rebuilds the Empire bigger and better than it ever was before. And then Luke and all these other characters, they basically fuck him up and shit.
Yep.
But in The Mandalorian, they mention Thrawn's name as he's a Moff of he's the guy in charge of like another sector or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So they mention it in passing. Nobody would ever really think much about it, but that's like a nod to like people like us who have read the extra comics and books and stuff. And it just got me thinking, like now that they've sort of changed it, they sort of changed the extended universe or whatever,
Mhm.
where now it's like the Empire falls. Then in the Mandalorian, it's like, well, now there's all these other guys, and it kind of didn't fall. Like they're still trying to keep things together. And then Thrawn's going to show up, rebuild it, and then Thrawn and them have to be defeated prior to Episode 7 starting, right? Because now the First Order is in charge of things. So I don't know, they kind of made it into this thing where the Empire exists, then it falls. Then Thrawn's
Yeah.
going to show up and make it rise again, and then they're going to fall. Then the First Order comes and it's going to fall. And it's like, it's going to happen. So I hope, I want it to be like big and significant and all that stuff, but that's really the problem with fitting stories into like this little time box is that like if there's anything so ridiculous that happens there and no one ever mentioned it in the other movies, it's like it kind of feels like now I don't know, it kind of cheapens it.
There's some shit like that in Star Wars though, right? Because this is one of the issues I got with Star Wars. In New Hope, they have completely forgotten about Jedi. Somehow, in a time in like 20 years, 30 years, it's not that fucking long for them to forget that these guys went around with these light swords fighting people and used, voodoo magic to control people and do things. By the time New Hope comes around, they're like, oh, what the fuck is a Jedi? What is a lightsaber? Like it's just completely forgotten knowledge. In Mandalorian, they meet this little baby Yoda, and they don't recognize the most famous Jedi out of the entire fucking order from 60 years ago or 50 years ago.
Yeah.
It'd be like us forgetting that World War II even happened. Like being like Winston Churchill, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, the only thing that I could come up with to kind of reconcile that like I guess a plot hole or whatever is just that like the galaxy's a huge place.
Mhm.
There's hundreds of thousands of planets and star systems and all that it's like it's plausible that maybe people live a whole life and they never get to see a Jedi. So it's sort of like a mythical thing, like something that you don't see that much. It is a little bizarre that like Luke shows up with this lightsaber and he's hanging out with the Rebel Alliance, and even I don't remember so much, but it even felt like even to them they're like, oh, you're Jedi stuff, and it's like you guys should probably know a little bit more about it. It shouldn't. It's like, what is it, a 16 year gap between there being between Order 66 and a New Hope, and yeah, pretty much no one remember. It seems like nobody remembers about the Jedi. So
Yeah. Like, and also talking about the Jedi, this is also a spoiler if you haven't watched the show. But in chapter, I think it was the 13th episode, or I don't know, in The Mandalorian, you actually see the Jedi of Jedi, right? It's that chick that's in the cartoon series. Yes, I forget. How do you pronounce her name?
it's Ahsoka
Ashokoya?
Tano.
Or yeah, what was it?
Ahsoka Tano.
Ahsoka Tano. Yeah, crazy name. But I also like who is playing her in The Mandalorian, which is Dawson. I think it's Rosario Dawson is her name. If I'm fucking it up, my bad. But I think that shit was dope that maybe they're tying it in because in The Mandalorian, she's obviously not a fucking Padawan. She doesn't look like a Padawan at this point, right? And in the show, she was trained by Anakin. She was Anakin's Padawan, who later becomes the Sith Lord. For those of you who, don't know. So I'm wondering, how does that tie in into The Mandalorian? Like, also another spoiler, there's going to be another, in The Mandalorian, there's going to be another season, I guess you could say, right, Pooch? Like another season, but a different character background.
Yeah, I feel like the way it ended, I don't think we're gonna get any more Mandalorian episodes. I think yeah, with the ending, they kind of tie the very end. I'm not even gonna tell you because it's dope, but the very end, they kind of tie this storyline in with our main cast from the movie series.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know what they're gonna explain. Like what happened to Baby Yoda? Why didn't we see him in the movies? Or so maybe there's something there that they're gonna expand upon that could be interesting. And then they introduced Ahsoka Tano as existing in this world, and now she's getting a new TV show. And they hinted at the Thrawn trilogy. They hinted at the Mandalorians going back to their planet. I believe it's called Mandalore, and just trying to take over that from the Empire. So like it seems like they're setting it up to produce a whole bunch of TV shows. And I mean, from what I've seen and read, it seems like they're trying to create basically what they did for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're going to do the same thing for Star Wars. So they already announced like 15 different shows. Some are cartoons, some are live action, some are movies. The guy from Rogue One, the Cassian Andor, he's getting his own TV show.
Oh, that's
Like,
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna obviously take place before Rogue One, because spoilers, everyone in Rogue One dies. So right, so it's gonna take place before Rogue One, and it'll be an interesting time period because it could be. I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know how old Cassian is, but I guess it'll have to be after Episode 3, but before Rogue One. So in that 17-year time gap.
Yeah.
It's also funny that this show is literally taking bits and pieces from different eras of the movies or in between. So it's at first it's fucking confusing if you haven't watched all the movies and kind of piece it out. Like, for like Doughboy, for example, who don't really, have you watched all the Star Wars, Doughboy?
I watched most of them, yeah.
Okay, for someone like Doughboy who's watched some of them, watching the show, they're not gonna be able to know what gap or what timeline this show is actually being or a part of. So it's like, if you don't do the background history or watch the movies enough, like even for me, some of the things I forgot, I was like, wait, when is this? Like I had to research when The Mandalorian actually took place. I didn't know it was after that. You know what I mean? So it was just like, fuck, okay, this is what we're doing now. So
Like I know when it takes place and stuff like that. Like I'm knowledgeable enough to know that, but other than like what the show's about, I have no idea.
The
Yeah, I think
Mandalorian, right? Is what you're saying?
Hmm?
You're saying the show wise as The Mandalorian?
I mean, I've watched all the old ones, and I've watched like the remake, not the remakes, but like the 1, 2, and 3. I watched the first with Ray, the one with Ray, and
Mhm.
the,
Oh.
the black the Black Stormtrooper, which I really liked. But I heard that in the next movies they didn't really do much with him, and everybody's upset about it. But
Yeah.
anyways, I watched those, and then so I know who the Mandalorian is and who his father was. I know like all that stuff.
Okay. I mean, also, I wasn't trying to quiz you. I was just trying to see because from a different, like, if I ask my wife who is who, no fucking mind. She knows who Luke is. She knows who Darth Vader is, and Yoda, obviously, like the super main characters.
I think I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Ook.
I said Luke.
Yeah.
I didn't say Ook.
It's Ook.
Uh-huh.
Ook
That's how my daughter
Skywalker.
said it. Okay. He missed the callback.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't know. Liana should make a little, intro here and tell us what she thinks about it too. What was I? But yeah, so like a lot of people, it's hard for people who didn't grow up watching the show or the movies to really understand, like, You could tell somebody, yo, have you watching the movies? And one guy told me, yeah, episode 1 is the best Star Wars movie. I'm like, I like it, but it's not the best. Just,
Yeah. Oh man, we were talking to Chris the other day, and he told me that one of the prequels is his favorite movie.
Oh shit!
I was surprised by that. I didn't give him any shit either. Everybody's entitled to like what they like. I have a coworker who also enjoys the prequel trilogy more than the original trilogy.
I liked the lightsaber fighting in the prequel trilogy. I know it was ridiculous and over the top. I know seeing Yoda do flips and backflips and
No,
all
that
that
shit's
shit was
fire.
a little bit ridiculous, but it made more sense that they were the super badass protectors of the galaxy than that old man geriatric lightsaber fight between Vader and Ben Kenobi in the first movie.
Nah,
Those are the most powerful Jedi that have ever existed, and their sword fight looks like two little kids playing swords in the backyard.
yeah, no, definitely. You know what I kind of hated in the movies too? Darth Maul. I liked him. I really liked him as a villain. And Pucha explained more of his background of, you know, who he is and where he's from and stuff. And I kind of hope that in some way, somehow, in this little Star Wars show, that they bring him out, because that was a character that was always. I was though first time I saw him, double swords or double lightsabers, horns, red face, all fucking hoodied up. I was like, this nigga is a badass. Like, who is this guy? I liked him. I think out of all the evil characters, I think he's one of my favorite. With tying with the I forget his name all the time, the general, the robot dude.
Grievous.
Yeah, I keep forgetting his name. Like them two are like my favorite all time villains.
That's interesting. Yeah, ever always liked Darth Maul a lot too. Yeah, in what's the show?
The cartoon Rebels, whatever.
Yeah, the Clone Wars or Rebels. He comes back. So like he has like robot legs or whatever, and he gets chopped in half, and now he got a robotic under half, and yeah. And they even in the movie Solo, there's like an after credit scene, and it shows that Darth Maul had some involvement with the events of the movie.
Yeah, he's working with Daenerys.
Yes.
Daenerys Stormborn. Yeah.
But no, yeah, the show is. I like Star Wars, so I can't wait for the next. I guess whatever the show will be named. It's not named Mandalorian, obviously. Did you catch the name? What it would be named, Pucho? The next chapter
What show?
for the like the Star Wars show, the Mandalorian. It won't be Mandalorian anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a bunch of different shows now. So like Ahsoka Tano's getting a show. I don't know what time period it's gonna take place in, and they hinted at another character that shows. Well, I don't even think they hinted at it. There's an after credit scene at the very end of the Mandalorian, and it also tells you that another character from the movie trilogy is gonna get their own TV show. I don't want to name the character because I think it's kind of cool. I don't want to spoil it for Mateo. But I encourage everybody to go out and watch The Mandalorian. It's a great show.
And also watch the Clone Wars, the animated series. That shit, as cartoonish as it looks, that shit is great.
I've heard good things about it, but isn't that one that there's like 60 some odd episodes or some crazy intimidating amount?
You'll blow through that quickly. They're like small. And that explains a lot too, though. Like a lot of these characters like are going to tie in, so you're going to get an idea of a lot. Also, are they dropping another Star Wars movie? Not this year, maybe next year, or is that over with?
I mean, there's no way it's over with. There's always going to be Star Wars movies. I don't think we're ever going to live in a time period where there's not going to be some Star Wars movie coming out in the next like 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, because I know they're done with all the old characters. Like that shit, they were slowly killing them off just to start this whole new wave of Star Wars story and saga. But I'm just because I mean, obviously COVID and stuff kind of put a lot of movies behind. But
yeah,
always interested.
Yeah, I don't think they've announced anything yet, but yeah, like Mateo said, it's pretty obvious that they're never gonna let Star Wars die. Like they're gonna run this series into the ground, or they're going to make something. They're gonna maintain how amazing it's been for people over the years. But Yeah, I mean, like. I'd imagine that Rey is gonna be a character in whatever next movie they came out with. It seemed like the whole story was sort of like a building up of her being like a powerful Jedi or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the last Skywalker, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I did not like those last two movies. My God. I hated them. I love when The Force Awakens came out, I was so fucking hyped. I enjoyed it so much. I like Doughboy, like Dowie said, like when they introduced Finn and I saw like in the trailer he had the lightsaber. I was like, oh shit, we're gonna get like a black stormtrooper Jedi or something. I was super fucking hyped for it. And at the end of the movie, it was still good. Like I think he was like injured or something. And then basically from then on, he gets back up and he just runs off and does his own pointless shit. And
Yeah, he's just the beeline plot line in the fucking movie.
it
Yeah.
bummed me out, man. Yeah, that sucked. I would like to know what J.J. Abrams' original plan was in that, because the Rian Johnson came in and made that turned it a whole different way
Yep.
with the. I don't even remember what the second movie was called. I try to forget about it.
Damn.
There's the Rise of Skywalker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh no, the last. Oh wait, what the hell? There's the Last Jedi. Was it the Last Jedi?
No, I think the Rise of Skywalker was dropped in 2019. That was
Right. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
right.
the last one. So the Last
That's the
Jedi is the
last one.
really bad one. I don't like. But they're running through the casino, and
I
don't know,
didn't
man.
mind that. It wasn't that bad. Like I didn't really.
Yeah, everybody's entitled to their opinions. I hated it. I left the movie theater and I was like, well, I mean, the one scene where they literally introduced the biggest plot hole where they went into hyperspace and crashed through a whole fleet of ships. That was an incredible looking scene, but my God, it's literally the most OP move. Like, why don't they do this in every single battle? Like, every time it looks
Yeah.
like they're not gonna be able to do it, just put the ship in hyperspace. Just go to hyperspeed and destroy a whole fleet. Like all you need is one X-wing. Go to hyperspace, destroy a whole fleet. Like,
So with all this new Star Wars property, has your favorite Star Wars movie changed? Do you have a new favorite out with the new shit that's come out or anything?
oh man, I'd say Rogue One is really close to being my favorite Star Wars movie.
I think that's top of my list now. Rogue One was just such a perfect movie. It was just so incredibly well done. And I like that it's a
Really?
one shot. You know, like you said in your spoilers earlier, all the characters die. Like that's just done. Like the story is just complete in and of itself.
Yep.
Damn, that's crazy. I don't know, man. I like Rogue One because that just brought Star Wars back. There was a hype behind Rogue One, right? Because it was a while. Force Awakens dropped 2015,
Yeah.
and then Rogue One dropped 2016, and that one had so much more hype than the Force Awakens. For some reason, I don't know why, it just had way more hype. But when it comes to like movies, I think I will still like The Phantom Menace and The Attack of the Clones. Those are like, I see your head shaking. I see your head shaking. I like those. Like those. I'm not saying that's the best one, but I'm saying those are ones I still like to this day. Like those are like I can go back and watch that before I watch Rogue One or Rise of the Skywalker or whatever. Like those, I can go back and watch that. But
If you look real closely, when Tony said that, you could see Pucho die a little bit.
yeah, he was dying. He was like, "What the fuck is he saying?"
I said it a few times. Everybody's entitled to the things they like, you know. I'm not giving you shit for it.
No, your face is though.
Yeah, I mean, I have a soft spot for the prequels because they were, I was 10 years old when the Phantom Menace came out, and like I remember when it came out, I was hyped for it. I was like, oh man, we get to see a Star Wars movie, and when I watched those movies, I loved them. I'm not gonna lie, I loved the shit out of those movies. And then it just seemed like, I got a little older,
Oh, I'm still a child, Mateo. That's what he just said right now. I'm still a child. I haven't
No,
grown
I
up
didn't
yet.
say that you were a child. I'm saying like I got a little older and I rewatched those movies, and it was sort of like, for me, what I enjoyed a lot about it was just I was a kid. It was kind of nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
And after a while, I realized, oh, I didn't like them so much. I still kind of prefer the old movies, even though, like Mateo said, the fighting in those movies, especially for a kid, look way more interesting, way flashier, all that type of shit.
Yep.
But I also I don't know. I kind of prefer the fighting in like Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Like I like that kind of fighting where it's kind of choreographed but not too much. Whereas like yeah, those prequels, man, the way they fight is like 90% is like flash. Like
Oh
it's
yeah,
like you could have killed them 11 times. Like why are you flipping around right now? Like
Oh, dramatic shit.
the amount of times they turn their back on their opponent while they're fighting.
Jedi fighting is 90% flexing on the opponent. Like you flex until it weakens their defenses, and then you go for the kill.
They'll get shocked like, oh wow, he did that 360 flip backwards and bam, then he chops your head off because I was shocked. Yeah.
So it's like Sekiro. You got to knock him off balance, right?
Yep.
It's also crazy too because we're in 2021 and the first film dropped in 1977 and we're still talking about Star Wars. Like that's how you know that saga is so hardly stamped in everyday life. Like that's something that I don't, like Pucho said, would never end unless they burn it to the ground, and you know what I mean. But out of all the films, only one scene sticks out in anybody who watches Star Wars: when Darth Vader told Luke that he is his father. To me,
Oh yeah, I mean everyone knows that scene.
That's the most epic scene in all of Star Wars, I think. Even
For sure.
I wasn't even like watched it when it first dropped. Like I wasn't alive or anything, like, or knowing of Star Wars, right? When at that time or that age, like obviously. But going back to watch it as a kid, you're like, wait, this evil dick is this man's father? I was like, holy shit. So that to me, I can only imagine the people who watched it in theaters when it dropped, when they saw that shit and heard it, like how shocked. You know what I mean? It was like kind of jealous that I wasn't there for it.
Yeah. My uncle said, because he was a kid, right? My uncle was born in 70. So I think he said my dad took him to go watch Empire Strikes Back. And when he said he said there were riots in the movie theaters, like in Brooklyn, because when people were coming out of the movie theaters, there was endless lines of people walking in to watch Empire Strikes Back, and some people were running out of the movie theaters and screaming, Darth Vader's Luke Skywalker's father. And so many people collapsed to their knees and they were screaming, no! And it was fucking mayhem.
Yo, I would have fucked that dude up for ruining the movie. You're in line, fucking in line, bro. And it's just like, you drop a bomb like that, bro? Like, fuck. That
was the fucking Snape kills Dumbledore of that fucking generation, dude.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, dude.
What about you, Doey? I know you haven't watched all the Star Wars movies, but you got what is your number one?
Oh my, I like what's the second one? The second, not episode 2, but episode 4 or episode 5.
Empire.
Empire Strikes Back.
I like that one the most. That's my favorite one. I used to like the Menace, Phantom to the Menace, but then I realized how terrible that movie was.
Fucking haters.
It's like the Matrix trilogy. You had the first one, and everything was so well done in those movies, and then the second one was like, yeah, let's just CG it up, and I'm like, no.
I liked it.
You go back.
I didn't mind it.
And watch Matrix 2, and you go watch the Mr. Anderson fight, and it's all in CG, and just like in Star Wars, it's all flash. I don't know.
Yeah, the Matrix, man.
Also,
dude, Matrix 1 is like a perfect sci-fi movie. I fucking love that movie. I don't know how they made sci-fi kung fu so fucking cool, but I love the first Matrix. The second Matrix, when it came out, I liked it a lot. But even at the time, I felt like it was kind of a step down. The Matrix 3, I didn't even watch it in the movie theaters. I wasn't hyped. I watched it in one of my friend's house on a DVD, and I remember just sitting there watching it and thinking, how terrible is this movie? And I was like, what, I don't know, it came out in 05, I was like 15, and I hated it as soon as I watched it. I was like,
That's crazy.
The Architect.
Also, they're dropping another Matrix.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
they
hyped.
are.
I'm hyped. I can't not be hyped, all right?
Yeah.
Dude, the fucking Animatrix is so good. Who showed me the Animatrix? Was that Michael or Doughboy? One of you guys let me borrow a DVD or something. Dude, that shit is so good.
Yes.
The animations in there, there's a lot of cool stories. I watched it just like maybe 2 years ago again. I watched it with Lisi, and there were movies. There's movies and there's shorts in the Animatrix that I didn't like so much when I watched it way back when. That when I rewatched it now, I realized how good it was and how wrong I was. Like I remember, I didn't like the one where they were fighting. It kind of looked like a feudal Japan kind of setting,
Yeah.
and I remember not liking it so much. And I'm like, dude, how stupid could I be? It's probably one of the better stories in the bunch. Like when I just rewatched it, I thought
I think that one with the athlete might be my favorite of the
I
bunch.
love that one. That
yeah.
was so good.
Hmm.
The concept of that was so crazy. Is he's like he's figuring out how to run faster. He's literally breaking reality as he knows it. It was a very interesting concept. No, but you used to love the skateboarding one, right? We watched that shit a
Yeah,
bunch.
one of my favorite. I like the animation style in that a lot. Like every episode had a different animation style, and like that's what I loved about that movie.
You ever watch the Animatrix, Sonny?
Yeah, I've watched it. Yeah. I don't remember it too
Is-
well. I've watched it like not when it first dropped, but like pretty close to when it dropped, and I never went back to watch it again. So I can't remember every detail to it, but I'm actually curious. Where did you watch it at so I can re-watch it? Because I wouldn't mind to watch that again.
It looks like it's on HBO Max.
Oh, nice.
I'll just do it off the Fire Stick shit. Probably do it from there.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. And I think they re-released that movie and they added like 2 more shorts.
Did they really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'd be up for a fucking watch party of that. That'd be some good stuff. I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah, I'll be down for that. Do a live stream of watching Animatrix and reactions and talk shit and drink.
Be good.
It's crazy how those animated shorts did more to explain that world than like the third movie did. The third movie was so bad.
Yeah, that dude. Oh my God! You just remind they flash back and they tell you about how the Matrix started, how things were in the beginning. That shit was so
That was
fucking cool.
amazing.
Yeah, man, that movie is good, dude. It might be my favorite Matrix.
I think that's your favorite Matrix.
It might be my favorite Matrix. Just they explain. I'm a fucking sucker for all the lore and stories. So like anything that's gonna hit me with the fucking dump of all the information is typically gonna be the one that I'm gonna enjoy the most.
I'm
Yeah,
not
that's-
sure like if they explained it in the original movie, but them explaining why they had to black out the sky to try to get the robots not be able to charge or whatever,
Mhm.
like the batteries would die. It made that ending scene in part 3 more like when they went into the clouds, they went up, 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 and then they saw the sun, and both of them were
Yeah,
like, oh my god, it made that scene better
for
when I
sure, for sure.
rewatched it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
yeah.
Morpheus explains the cloud thing in the very first Matrix, but it's like he explains it in like 0.2 seconds. He's just like the robots get their power from the sun, so we blacked out the sky, and now they use us for power. Like it's like that quick to hit you with it,
Yeah.
which I think was cool. It reminds me of, to bring it back to Star Wars, is like in the Star Wars movies, like especially those first 3 movies that came out, 4, 5, and 6. They just hit you with so much. There's so much story in the sentences that they say. Like, when Luke meets Obi-Wan and he tells him, "Oh yeah, I was a Jedi," and he's like, "Oh, I know your father. Yeah, we fought together in the Clone War." And then automatically you're like, "Holy shit!" So there's Jedi's, there's other Jedi's. This guy has a dad. They fought in the Clone Wars. Who were the clones? Who do they fight? What side were they on? What are the Jedi? And it's just like you have all these questions about this world, and they don't stop to explain everything. But as they proceed, they just keep hitting you with all these like endless little like threads of possibilities of stories that they could tell. I just always love that in stories. Although I
And
would like to get hit with the full brain dump, but yeah.
And more importantly, how did all these dummies forget about the fucking Clone War? How did everyone in the galaxy forget? Everyone in the Star Wars universe has the fucking attention span and memory of a fucking goldfish, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Also another show I haven't watched, but I definitely was told by Doughboy to actually give it a try. It was Cobra Kai on Netflix. Have any of you guys watched it? I only watched 2 episodes.
I've watched the entire thing.
I've watched the first 2 seasons. They just dropped the 3rd season a couple weeks ago. I haven't seen anything from it yet.
Oh man, the 3rd season's so good, dude. That season cliffhanger, like that big deal shit that happens at the end, so good.
Yeah. No, I don't know, man. I grew up, I just love everything I consumed as a kid, and the fucking Karate Kid, I love that shit. I loved all the movies as a kid, as terrible as the Karate Kid 2 and 3.
You've watched most of it too, right, Doughboy?
I'm still in this first season. I'm like episode 10. The crazy thing is I never even watched the Karate Kid. Like I watched small bits and pieces of it, and I know it from like I never watched the original Karate Kid. What was it that I called it the other day? The 3 Ninja Kids? What was that name?
Oh, you said the 3 Ninjas?
Yeah, it was like
he said something fucking crazy.
I thought it was that movie.
Light up the eyes.
This man said some wild shit.
I fucking love the 3 Ninjas as a kid. I love the 3 Ninjas as a kid. I have 2 brothers, and the 3 of us would watch the 3 Ninjas, and we would be the fucking 3 Ninjas. Also, the personalities matched. Like my oldest brother's kind of like the leader type character, you know, like, and then my middle brother, he's the fucking rogue. You know, he's running off doing crazy shit. And then I was the fucking little fat kid, you know? Like it was the exact fucking characters in that movie. The movie's funny. Horrible. But I
the movie's horrible.
It's horrible, but we loved it. I mean, and then the second 3 Ninjas, they go to Japan, and it was fucking crazy. They fight in like a competition. I love these movies as a kid. They're horrible movies.
I mean, that's one of those things as a kid, though, right? Like that was like one of those personality tests. I guess like 3 Ninjas, Ninja Turtles. You could tell a lot about a person by which favorite Ninja Turtle they had.
Yeah.
Yep.
My favorite Ninja Turtle is Michelangelo. Because I was a goofball kid.
Yeah, I always like Raphael.
My oldest brother's his favorite character was I'm pretty sure it's Leonardo, who's like the leader character. You know, that's who my brother is. Like
Leonardo's the one with the stick.
No, that's Donatello.
Yeah. I like the guy. I like Donatello.
Yeah, Donatello's fire. He's also
So Cobra Kai is amazing. I from the first episode I was skeptic because I'm like, wow, this is extremely campy. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to take it. Like, it's almost too much, but it's perfect. How do you remake a movie into a show? And then I think they really just did it perfectly in the show.
It's done with so much love. It's done with so much love for the source material.
Mm-hmm.
And they show this duality of the story. It reminds me of How I Met Your Mother. Like there's that episode where it's like, no, I was a fan of the Karate Kid. You know, Billy Zabka, the true hero of Karate Kid, who lost in a illegal kick to the face, and they took that and they ran with it, and they're like, actually, yeah, let's tell this fucking story.
And like though he said he hasn't even watched the movies. Within the first season, just watching the episodes, it's kind of like I love the Karate Kid one. I encourage you to watch it, and the movie's not campy at all. So they've gone full camp in this new series, but just in the first season, you kind of get pretty much the gist of the story. You know, like he says, yeah, I came to this town, I was alone. I started talking to this girl, somebody, you know, and we got into some fights, got in a competition, kicked his ass. The rest is history. Like that's it. It's the whole story. Like,
were you guys a fan of the Karate Kid with Jaden Smith as the star?
Never saw that one.
I like it. I thought it was
But
good.
I
I
do
heard it
love
was good. Yeah.
I do love Jackie Chan though, so like I'm sure that I would like it.
No,
Yeah.
I thought it was good. I think I don't know. It was weird. His character in that movie, Jaden Smith, was just. I felt like he was just always so weak. Like I mean, even the other original Karate Kid films, like it looked like he was weak, but he wasn't. Like to me, Jaden Smith just felt super weak. Like he was
He looked
just
tiny.
not looked tiny. He just carried himself super weak compared to the original Karate Kid, like who wasn't like he was weak, but he had like fight in him. Like Jaden Smith didn't really have. I don't know. To me, it felt like he didn't have the fight. Like he kind of like I don't know. It was
Yeah.
weird.
I love
Yeah.
Mindless.
Dale.
but I love in the show. I was like a few episodes back. I think it's like episode 8. He he is telling his young kid, the kid that he starts with in the beginning of the show, he's telling him the story of the Karate Kid. Oh yeah, and he stole my girlfriend. He's like, oh what a jerk. It's like, yeah. I saw him making a move at the beach, so I went over there. Oh man, really? I love how I like how they make him so likable and they make the original character like be he's very unlikable at the beginning of the show. He's
Fair.
rich. He's just and I'm like, how did anybody like this guy from the first movie? So I like how they just switch perspectives and they see how you can get a group of people to not like someone because of the way the angle the story is told.
Yeah, it's
in
cool
in
too.
that
Go ahead,
in
my
that
bad.
same line of thought, though, I'm just gonna say it. Miguel from Cobra Kai is a better Ralph Macchio. The better what's his name? Danny Son. He's a better character than Danny Son was in the original one. Like I like his come up in story a lot, so much more than the original Karate Kid story.
Yeah, I think I could agree with that. I do like what's the character's name? You just said his name.
Miguel.
Yeah, I do like Miguel a lot. I think it's interesting.
Cats over
And
here is
yeah,
wrestling.
and like you said, they're literally the same character for the most part. It's just they got an opportunity maybe to tweak some things, tell the story a little bit. I mean, and they really are kind of retelling the story because I think in the Karate Kid 3, like Danielson, he ends up like with some other. I think he joins Cobra Kai.
He
As a
does.
matter of fact, right?
They covered that in the show too.
He joins Cobra Kai, and he's like he kind of goes against Mr. Miyagi or whatever.
Yeah,
And so it kind of shows like it's a very similar to Miguel in the sense that like Miguel's like really a good kid who maybe took some of these teachings too much and he's kind of now slowly becoming like bad and maybe he's gonna become good again at some point.
I
So I
like
don't
that
know.
I like that the show also curses a lot. When he's like insulting all those kids when they line up, look at your tits.
Oh wow,
He's
I
like,
haven't seen that
come on,
episode yet.
like, come on, tits.
It reminds me of Fight Club where they're roasting all the recruits on
Yeah.
the fucking porch. He's
So I
like,
like
"And you're too fucking blonde."
so I like how vulgar the show is. What a pussy. And I like how it's like this stark, you got these 80 like macho vibes and like all these kids are like, wait, you didn't ask him if you could do that. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, that's what the kids are now, right? They're all woke as fuck. Like it's
Yeah.
it's no longer that 80s hyper masculine fucking world. Like that's undesirable now. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's gross in a way. So it's cool to see the way that they reconcile like the two worlds where it is also crazy like just how out of time the man is. Like they show him getting his first ever fucking computer.
He said, what is a Facebook?
What episode is that in?
I forget which season it is, but there's a scene where he goes back to the pawn shop and he takes his laptop and says it's broken. And the dude's like, "Did you charge it? Did you plug it in and charge it?" He's like, "That's a thing? I thought that you just ran out of juice, then you got a new one."
Did he just fucking time travel to that time or something? Like, how does he like when does the show take place? Like, how many years after the last movie? Like, when does the show
It
take
looks
place?
like current day because they seem like they have Snapchat and all these Instagram, like the kids.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, it takes place like 2018, 2020 type of shit. And the old movie, I think it took place in the probably the year the movie came out. I think the Hill Valley tournament was the '84 tournament.
So
like,
the show takes place 34 years after the, I guess, the last movie, after the
I
tournament.
can't do math. That sounds like 2018.
And this man is just basically a caveman. Like it's like he woke up in like fucking 2018 all of a sudden. Maybe the man's been on a bender for 30 years. He's obviously a functioning alcoholic.
Yo, why is Kat staring at us like she's pissed off right now? You see her?
I don't know, man. Put her on the mic.
It's like Doe went to the bathroom. I'm
Filling in.
filling in. Tag. They're the tag team champions of.
That's her spot,
Fucking,
bro.
yeah, this guy's like the Encino man. He's a fucking. He
Yeah.
just fucking woke up in California. He's like, what? What the fuck is 2020? What's going on here?
What's on Facebook? I can't wait. I also like the I guess it's the second episode where the kid's like, oh, so I'm like, the kid's fucking cleaning shit. He's like, what does this got to do with karate? Just do it. I'm like, damn, this man's taking advantage of free cleaning. Like, he's taking full. Make sure you get both sides of the mat. Oh, clean the toilet on your hands and knees. He smiles. I was like, damn, that's fucked up, bro. Like, that's fuck it.
Yeah,
you know.
They're trying to show the contrast between Mr. Miyagi, who taught through repetitive labor. And he's like, I'm teaching you how to do
maneuvers.
XYZ things,
Yeah.
right? This is like he's just straight on taking advantage of the kid, just making him clean everything. Like.
So I do have one complaint about the show, though. One complaint. The actor that plays Robbie is the worst fucking actor on that entire goddamn show. And he is one of the worst characters. Like, he's just an asshole. There's just nothing redeeming about that kid.
Which
to me.
one's Robbie?
Like his face. I just don't like his face.
He was good.
Which one's Robbie? Is Robbie? I haven't seen him then yet, right? Episode 2, he's not in there yet.
No, he's there for sure. I don't think they have.
They might not have given his name yet or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
There's like a group of they're like a group of thieves or whatever. Like it's like 3 guys, and they like steal shit.
Damn.
No.
Yeah, I was tight when Miguel's girl starts talking to Robbie. I was so sad. What a whore.
Over there yelled at the TV like, no, he's a fucking scumbag. Leave that kid alone. Look at his stupid ass face.
Yeah.
He does have a dumb
He
fucking
is
face.
a very unlikable character. It's
You're sitting
unbelievable.
over with some fucking 20-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to keep watching more of the show, I guess, so I can see all these funny moments y'all talking about.
I've been hooked on it. It's been like my every night. I'll watch like 2 or 3 episodes.
It's such a good show. It's such a good show.
Yeah.
Also, cool behind the scenes stuff. A lot of those kids actually did like train in martial arts. The kid that plays Miguel, apparently he's a boxer.
Oh shit.
that's awesome.
They do a lot of their own stunt work. Like when those kids are getting like thrown into lockers and shit, they're just straight up throwing kids into lockers.
Oh, so there's like no fake shit. It's some like you're really getting thrown in. That's dope.
I mean, it's hard to fake like getting fucking tossed into a lot. There's safe ways to do it, obviously, and safe ways to fall. And you're probably not going like full on strength, just tossing these kids, but pretty cool. And apparently, like Billy Zabka did, what's the name, Johnny?
Johnny Lawrence.
Apparently, after the Karate Kid movies, he just kept training in karate. So like the dude is still like he's an actual like martial artist.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Does he do like his own like stunts and stuff on the show?
I'm pretty positive. I have not been able to spot a scene where it looks like he used a body double.
Yeah, I usually pay attention to that type of stuff, and I didn't. There were a few times in the episode where what is it? Where the two close your ears, Tony. There's an episode where they're like on that kind of the balancing pond thing.
Yeah.
It changes and bam, out of nowhere, it's like 2 stunt doubles, and it was so obvious to me. I was like, "Oh, that's horrible." But for the most part, the show I haven't noticed too many like stunt doubles. So that's cool.
It's fucking.
It's always nice to see like I don't know, man. It just feels different when you watch like a Jackie Chan movie and he's doing everything, and you don't have that awkward moment where you just see in the back of somebody's head with like a wig, and you're like, oh, that kind of looks like his hair. I'm not sure.
That's
Like,
why that man's a legend, bro. Man did
Yeah.
all his. He got hurt the most, obviously, but that man's a fucking legend, bro. Put some respect
still
on that
is.
man. No,
He's
I mean he
still-
is.
dude,
Yeah, I'm just saying, like he's a fucking like that man is the legend, bro. Like this.
yeah. No, I'm saying he's old. He's like 50 something years old. He's still doing it. Like I watched this movie. Oh man, he's like he's like a former or military guy or something, and like I think his wife or something gets murdered or some shit, and he's just out for revenge. He's
Oh,
fucking.
damn.
He's blowing shit up, running around, throwing himself all over the place. It's the
Yeah,
same
I
fucking
remember
Jackie
that.
Chan that I loved. This like Rumble in the Bronx. That was my shit as a kid.
Rumble in the
Probably a terrible
Bronx.
movie. It's a
That's
good
a
movie. Or I haven't watched it in a long
Dude,
time.
I mean, all those movies are a little campy. Like you look at like Meals on Wheels or something. The plot lines are weak. The plot lines are supposed to be weak though, because it's just an excuse for Jackie Chan to go and fight dudes and kick ass.
Dude, is it Rumble in the Bronx where there's that fucking kid who's obsessed with his cushion? Or maybe it's the kid in the wheelchair. I remember someone ripping open somebody's like chair cushion, and the kid is like, "My cushion, my cushion," and I was like, "This is so fucking weird."
Oh fuck! I don't remember none of that.
Oh man, I'm 100. I know with 100% certainty, there's a Jackie Chan movie with the little kid getting his wheelchair cushion ripped apart because they're looking for something. Someone hid something inside this goddamn cushion.
I mean, there's weird shit in Jackie Chan movies. Like, isn't there one where he dresses like Chun-Li or something? I swear that I've seen like a gif or a meme or something of Jackie Chan dressed like Chun-Li, full on skirt, little like buns and everything.
Get the
I've
fuck
seen
out
that
of here. That's
picture.
crazy. I've never
I
seen
like-
that shit.
The Drunken Master movie from Jackie
Oh
Chan.
my god,
Ooh.
it's so good.
Both of them are so damn good.
Yeah, definitely like that shit.
Yeah.
Cobra, but
I-
go ahead. My bad.
No. I was saying, I think it's this movie City Hunter, and it came out in '93. I think he dresses up as Chun Li in it. Oh my god, it looks funny as hell.
That's terrible. That's so terrible.
Oh my
Now,
god, there's a bunch of Street Fighter characters in here. There's E Honda, there's Blanca. This is crazy. I need to watch this. This looks ridiculous.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Nah, definitely.
Now, Cobra Kai though, man, the amount of people that they got to come back from the series is just crazy. Like there's everyone. Like they just had so much like sign on from the people that appeared in the original movies that it definitely enhances the show. Like it's cool that they don't have to be like, oh, we're gonna replace so and so with someone that kind of looks like them because they weren't on board to come and film this campy reboot basically of this 80s movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they had the luxury that like pretty much all the characters in those movies, like they kind of went on to not be like super popular or super successful. So they're probably living comfortably, but they're probably still around, to be available to like take any jobs or whatever. So I think it's dope. I love all these characters, so it's nice to see them like around again,
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Doey, you should definitely go back and watch at least the first Karate Kid. I can't recommend that enough.
Sure. And dude, I even liked the horrible fucking Karate Kid with Hilary Swank.
Yes.
Dude, I like that movie.
Mhm.
I can barely remember it, but I'm pretty. Mr. Miyagi's in it, like
Yes,
right?
he is.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that they bring Hilary Swank in. I think that would be just so good.
I think that's a little bit above their fucking. I don't think they got the wallet to get Hilary Swank in there. I think she's a little bit too A-list actor,
Nah, I'm good off that shit.
You didn't like have you watched all the Karate Kids too?
Yeah, I've watched them all.
Yeah.
If you want me to recite scenes for you, I can't do all this. No, I'm not saying your question. I'm just saying, like, if you want me to recite scenes, I can't recite all. That's such a long time ago since I watched it. Like, actually, I should go back and watch them so I can watch the show and be more familiarized with some of the shit. But
Have any of you guys heard about the Godzilla movie that's coming out versus Kong?
Yes. The trailer dropped today. I haven't seen the trailer yet.
Yeah,
Or the trailer is dropping today or something.
I see people going insane about it right now on Twitter because I was looking for the Karate Kid where to watch it, and all I see is people going ape shit about it. Well, it's kind of
Bro, this fucking yo, I don't know what the fuck's going on today. This fucking cat just bounced through the door, did a somersault, runs right back out the fucking door. Then the other cat comes, slams the fucking door wide open, and runs right back out the door.
You got to send one of those cats down to Pucho, dude.
Yo, for real, that's a fact. I wish I had a calm cat like Cat. Like look at Cat chilling. I got these fucking savages over here. These 5'6" cats. It's fucking. Nah, but
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with cats. Unpopular opinion for the internet, but I do not. Cats give me allergies. They get me antsy. They give me anxiety attacks, dude.
How?
Dude, every now and again, dude, cat comes up, start rubbing on me, and I'm like, all right, cool. And then I rub them, and then they're loving it. They're all enjoying it, and the next thing you know, and they just slap me. I'm like, nah, I don't like this.
like keeping you on your toes, man.
I don't like that shit.
Keep your head on the swivel.
That type of shit. I know dogs' behaviors. I know how to. I know the signs when a dog's about to snap. Cat is a fucking instant surprise attack. I don't like that shit. When I was a kid, I remember we went to this kid Matthew's house. Right, one of the first cats I've ever interacted with in my entire life. And I don't know what the fuck these people put this cat in my hand to hold, and I was touching it, petting him and stuff. This cat turns around, whoosh, rips my hand open. I'm fucking bleeding everywhere. This was the word. I was like, fuck that shit. I'm never dealing with these goddamn cats again. So I've had a grudge against cats since I was about 7 years old.
Yo, it's almost like the story of Everett getting attacked by the monkey.
Yeah, that's a story for another day. Man.
Yeah, we definitely got to bring that. Yeah, we're gonna have to. That next episode, we're gonna have to bring him on. Bro. Oh man. Oh fuck, that's funny as shit. But anyways, have you guys been keeping up with football? I mean, today is Sunday. Big playoff game, conference championship game today. You guys got any takers? What's your Super Bowl prediction?
I want the Bucks to go.
I know it's going to be the Packers, dude. I think Rodgers just has a little bit more magic left in the tank. I think that man's going to pull it off.
Yeah, I wanted to be the Bucks only because so I'm a New York Giants fan, and I'm not a big fan of Tom Brady in general or the Patriots, but I love the fact there's so many people that just hate Tom Brady. I just want him to succeed so that everybody like Tony, all the Tom Brady haters out there in the world, they could just be sad.
How am I a Tom Brady hater?
I think you're a Tom Brady.
I'm a Patriots hater because all these fucking fans, like my uncle Neff, this dick would ride or die this Patriots fucking train every fucking year. Every fucking year, right? He'll ride and die this train. And I told his ass when Tom Brady leaves or retires from the fucking Patriots, you're going to regret the day you was talking shit. Well, that day came, and I am talking shit every single day. I'm saying, yo, where's all these Pats fans at? Now we got Tampa Bay fans going crazy. Where the fuck are these Pats fans at? Where? Oh, I'm a Tom Brady fan now. Oh, you're a Tom Brady fan now. Well, fuck you and your Tom Brady fan bullshit. Because it's like...
I love all the Buccaneers fans that are coming out of the woodworks too. Like, as someone who's been in Florida for like the last 20 years, not many fucking Buccaneer fans. I'll just say it's few and far in between. Everybody's a Miami Dolphins fan. Well, even that. No, in Florida, a lot of people ain't even fans of the Florida's team.
There's even fewer Jacksonville Jaguar fans.
I forget the team exists. Okay?
I forgot they existed until you mentioned them just now.
That's crazy. Yeah, Florida's got 3 fucking teams. That's crazy. That's fucking wild to me.
How the fuck does Florida have 3 goddamn teams?
Owners,
it's the Sunshine State. You got a lot of football playing out here.
A lot of football players come out of Florida. It's insane.
And it's also funny too because Florida's that one state that a lot of people from Florida don't root for the Florida team. Like,
Yeah, it's
I'm a
so
Cowboys fan and I'm a Boston Celtics fan, right? I've never been to Boston. Well, as a child, but I don't remember it. I've been to Texas. Hey, I've been to Texas.
I've been to Texas, so that's why I'm a fucking Cowboys fan.
But yeah, it was just a family thing. Like, all my Mexican side of the family obviously are Cowboys fans, and that kind of just watched that, and that's been the team I've always known and gone for. And then Celtics, because my mom and them are from Boston, and people are saying, "Oh, why are you not a Patriots fan?" Then fuck no, the fuck.
Why? I don't get it.
No, because I'm a Cowboy. That was introduced, like, sitting there with a whole bunch of people eating and drinking soda as a kid and watching everybody scream for the Cowboys winning and shit. I was like, oh yeah, that's what I'm on. So as the time,
So then you're the same person that Neff is. It's just that you went for the bandwagon team of that time, and now he's for the bandwagon team of like this era, right?
no, don't ever.
No, okay. It sounds like what you said, but
You said something interesting yesterday. You said that they are America's team. When
Yeah,
I always thought the Patriots were America's team.
The fuck?
they're the Patriots, man.
I just spit all over you, though, bro. Right now.
Massachusetts was pivotal in
Disrespectful.
the American Revolution.
Get the
Okay,
fuck out of here.
okay.
You can ask any real fan, anybody who watches sports,
Texas was Mexico. It was.
any real fucking NFL watcher, right? They would tell you, yo, who's America's team? The haters would say something different, but they know deep down inside it's the Cowboys. That's what they're always known for. We always play on Thanksgiving. That Thanksgiving is Cowboys. We always get prime time. Like, it doesn't even fucking matter. But it's just like, it's just the rule. It's an unwritten law that we are America's team. Like, that's it. There's no changing it. Nothing's ever going to change it. That's it. And people hate it. It's all right. It's okay to hate a good team, good franchise. Of course, we haven't won in like a long time, but I'm still a fan. So, whatever. But back to the picks.
More recent than my New York Knicks, so I can't talk shit.
Yeah, back to the picks. So you guys are saying Bills and Packers? Is that what you got? Both of you guys are saying? Mateo and Pucho?
I think it's who was the other one? Chiefs. Chiefs are playing the Bills.
All right, today is Bills and Chiefs at 6:40, and then the Bucks and Packers play at 3:05.
I think it's gonna be Packers Chiefs, dude.
Damn. So I'm going the complete opposite. I want it to be the Bucks and the Bills, and I'm actually quite torn because I'm torn between like having all the haters have to deal with the fallout of Tom Brady winning another championship, but I also want the Bills to win. I mean, the Bills, they've never won the Super Bowl as far as I'm aware. And I got a couple friends that are Bills fans, and I'm a New York Giants fan, but they're not relevant right now. So I should root for the other New York team,
Or ever.
But, what was that?
Huh? No. Yeah.
Or
I said
ever.
or ever. But yeah, I also would agree with Pucho. I would like to see Bucks and Bills. Just because the same exact reasons. I like Tom Brady. Don't get me wrong. Tom Brady is the GOAT of quarterbacks, especially of our time.
Yeah, he's America's quarterback.
Who's the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, Tony?
Dak Prescott.
America's quarterback? I don't think nobody knows that guy.
Oh, everybody knows him.
Who is it?
Dak Prescott, man. Put some respect.
No one can even
on
spell
that,
his name, dude.
Those are fucking haters. But just because like this was solidified, Tom Brady, there'll be no doubt because there's doubters out there, right? If this man goes to the Bucks and brings a Super Bowl the first year, man's solidified, done. Hang that man's jersey number in every stadium, on every team, like just hang it because the man is a GOAT. And he was like the last pick in the draft of his year. That's the crazy shit. They man's a fucking GOAT, bro. You got to put respect on Tom Brady.
I do think it's crazy that they're letting him get on the field with that walker, though. Like, it seems like it could be some kind of violation of some rules.
Because he's so old. Hey, but this man keeps his body like a temple, though, bro. He has like his food regimen at home You need to go. There's a doc on it. Like he brings people home or to his house and show him what his meal plans and what his daily routines are. Crazy, crazy, bro. Like that man, that shit's crazy. Blows my mind. Like how strict it is, and all his kids are the same way. Like they all eat good food, not no bullshit food. You know what I mean? So that's crazy. But yeah, I would also like to see the Bills win. They deserve. I think they kind of deserve it. They've been busting their ass the last couple of years, putting the damn team together, and I wouldn't mind seeing it. But the better team wins, you know.
Yeah, I loved at the beginning of the season, right? The Bills kind of had like a very easy first couple weeks. So I think they had like a 5-1 record, a 4-1 maybe. And some of my friends who are Bills fans, they were like they still didn't really believe that maybe the Bills was like a good like a potential like playoff team this year. They're like, yeah, they just had an easy schedule. I'm thinking like they're just gonna lose the rest of the season, and they've just sort of kind of just like kept it alive. You know what I mean? I'm kind of I don't know. It's exciting to see a team win a first championship. You know what I mean? Like you know how it was exciting for like you know as much as I'm not a big fan of them, but you know the Boston Red Sox like
Yep.
how they hadn't won a championship in like 100 fucking years or something. It was cool to see like. I
Dude.
shouldn't say that. I can't believe from a 3-0 deficit they came back and beat my Yankees. I'm salty,
Dude,
but it was
dude,
cool.
even here in Austin, Texas, dude, I was at the bar when they fucking won, and the bar just exploded. Like
Yeah.
people were standing up and dancing and cheering. People
Damn.
bought rounds of shots for everyone. Like it turned into a full on fucking party in fucking Austin. I don't know why we were also invested in this.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and it's like the Cubs. The Cubs hadn't won a championship in over 100 years, and they just won one a couple of years ago. So I don't know. It'll be nice to see the Bills win one.
They also have the 6-win streak too for this season. Like they won. They have the highest win streak, I think, or they're tied with the Packers. The Packers as well has a 6-win streak right now. Well, in the regular season, obviously it's postseason, but yeah. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting, like for sure.
Telling you, dude, I think Rodgers has a little bit more magic left in that fucking tank.
I like Aaron Rodgers too, man.
So that's today's predictions, right? So I'm going Buccaneers, Bills. Mateo said Chiefs,
Chiefs.
Packers, right? Who you got, Tony? You never said.
I said Buck and Bills. I matched you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you, Dory, you have no investment in this NFL
I
player?
want the Buccaneers to win.
Oh yeah, you said that. I'm tripping. So Dory's going for the Bucks. Is that your prediction? You saying Bucks for the Super Bowl win?
Yeah.
Fuck it. What about you, Tony?
I want to shit so bad on the Patriots that I want the Bucks to win. Like,
The fucking Tom Brady hater now becomes the Tom Brady stan.
no. I hate the Patriots, and I respect Tom Brady. Like I never hated Tom Brady, but it's just like I want to see them win, but at the same time, it would be nice to see Bills take one first time. You know what I mean? That right there would be sick to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go with the Bills.
Yeah. I want the Bills to win. I have the certainty that the Buccaneers are going to be the Super Bowl champions. That's what I think is going to happen.
Shit, we'll know by the end of today.
Who you got between the Packers Chiefs, Mateo?
I mean, I've got to stand by my cheesehead family. I got to go Packers Nation, dude.
Oh, your family, your Cheeseheads fans?
We're a mix, like my Texas family, obviously Cowboys, ride or die. But then my family up in Wisconsin and in Illinois, split between Bears and Packers.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've always had a love for the Packers, just because the first Super Bowl that I remember watching as a kid was the Cowboys Packers, and the Cowboys is like as Tony calls it, America's team, right? Everybody was going for the Cowboys, right?
Mhm.
And it was cool for me to see. At least I didn't follow the NFL season or anything like that, so I'm talking on my ass. But for me as a kid, perceptively, it seemed like the Packers were the underdog, and it was fun rooting for them. And just because I wanted them to beat the Cowboys, also because in Little Giants, the Giants play the Cowboys. You know, so fuck the Cowboys, all right? Giants fans, all right? Fuck them goddamn Cowboys, all right? So I was
Man, what a reference.
Yeah, for real, the little Giants.
Ain't no little Giants fans out there. The fucking he keeps
Giants.
dropping the ball. He gets the fucking glue on his chest. That
Nah.
shit.
Was that Rick Moranis? That was one of Rick
Yeah.
Moranis' last movies, wasn't it?
Yeah, Rick fucking Moranis. Yeah, the fucking Honey I Shrunk the Kids guy.
Against Al Bundy.
Yeah.
That's
You
fucking
got
wild.
the fucking
reference.
one kid. He's fucking Jack Diesel. Fucking Spike.
Kid was
And,
definitely on steroids.
Yeah, that kid was on steroids. Oh wait, isn't that the kid from? Oh my god, I'm pretty sure he's.
Is he the
I
Mighty
could be.
Duck?
No. I think he's Casper in the live action Casper movie.
What?
What?
And maybe he was in the Final Destination. I think. Oh, maybe I may be mixing too many things in my head. But long story short, I rooted for the Green Bay Packers because I didn't want the Cowboys to win, and they won. And I always felt like, I'm a Giants fan, but deep in my heart, I still got a little Packer love. So I appreciate the cheeseheads.
I mean, as long as we can all agree, fuck the Vikings, right? I tell you, Kirk Cousins has fucked me over in fantasy football more times than I can fucking count.
That's why it's fucked up. Yo, I didn't do it this year,
with a
though.
fucking cupcake matchup, and that man puts like 50 yards and 0 touchdowns on the fucking board.
Wait, who would you put him in for instead?
I forget. I had Rodgers and Cousins, and he had like the cupcake matchup of the week. I was like, I guess we'll go Cousins. Fucked me over every single goddamn time, dude.
That's fucking funny. That's how I felt about Teddy Bridgewater. Like, I had him in one time and fucked me. I from that day forward, I never liked him. Hated that guy. Didn't care too much about him. But yeah, that shit is fucking. Also, go ahead.
How do you feel about the name of who just had the Redskins got their names changed, right? What is it to America? The football team?
No, they're just called Washington.
Yeah, they're just like the Washington football team or some shit like that. Or
They're now going to be America's team.
oh, they should have made themselves just the Washington America's team.
It's the problem with
You know,
Giants
for the
fans.
longest time, I thought I'm tripping, but I thought the team was from Washington State.
Same.
And I recently learned when they changed their name that they're a DC team.
Mm-hmm.
That blew my fucking mind.
I didn't know that either. I thought they were Washington State.
I thought it for the longest damn time.
Yep. I don't know. Maybe the Redskins. I was like, yeah, there were a lot of Native Americans out west, so I don't know. I maybe put some connections, and I was just like, yeah, they're the Washington State. I couldn't imagine that little fucking DC was gonna have a football team, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what are we gonna ask, Tony?
Do you guys watch? I know Pucho kind of watches the NBA. I know Doughboy watches a little bit of basketball too. What about you, Mateo?
I really don't, man. I watch it when it's on at the bar. That's which doesn't happen now in times of COVID. So basically, I don't watch basketball now.
No, because I was gonna say what does everybody thinks that now that Kyrie's back with the Nets, a couple games went through, they look kind of rocky. I was wondering if what you guys takes on like the Nets, like, or you think them three on the same team is good together, or they just need more time to play to catch the chemistry? But
I think they're gonna be I gotta think really quick. Yeah, I think they're gonna be the team out of the East, the number one team. I think they just need a little bit more time. I think they're gonna get their shit together, and I think we're gonna see a Brooklyn Nets versus Lakers in the finals probably.
I mean, yeah, the problem is with that is right now the 76ers are leading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for
Which,
sure.
like that's crazy to say because when's the last time you've seen the 76ers being number one in the rank of the East? I mean, it's still early, right? But
it hasn't been since fucking 2001 or since like Allen Iverson was putting up numbers on the Sixers.
yeah, it's shit's
Been a long
weird.
time.
But hey, it's definitely gonna be nice. It's crazy to see that this like the Heat made it to the playoffs last year, as the conference championship or whatever, and then all of a sudden now they're like number 9 on or number 12 on the list. So I mean, I don't know. I do think the Nets, depending how the Sixers play out the rest of the season, I do see the Nets going pretty far. Just because it's them three. James Harden is a walking bucket. KD's a walking bucket. Kyrie is also another walking bucket. Bucket on the side. I don't know why I said bucket. A walking bucket. He's a walking bucket. You know what I mean? But
That's how they say it in Japan.
Japan, the walking bucket of Japan.
But yeah, I'm becoming slowly a Nets fan because I like KD as a player. Like I think he's a great player, and I kind of like Kyrie too. But yeah.
Do they have a team? Do you feel like they have a team like when LeBron went down to the Heat? They had those big three. You feel like that's a big three, but in New York?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but not as hyped. Like it was hyped.
Yeah.
It was a different hype.
Yeah, that because it was like almost unprecedented, like that type of thing. Now every fucking team is a big 3 or 4. Like it's kind of like the fucking Lakers right now with Anthony Davis and LeBron James together. That's fucking ridiculous. Like you got like potentially the 2 best players in the NBA. Like arguably, obviously, there's a big argument, right? You got fucking.
I mean, KD is real divisive though, right? Like you either love the guy or you fucking hate him. Like there's not really a lot of in between with KD, right?
I think
I'm okay with KD. I did think his
here
move
it
to
comes.
Golden
Pay
State
attention,
was
Mateo.
really fucking whack. I thought the move to the fact that he went to the team that he almost beat them in the playoffs. He lost to them and then joined them. I thought it was really corny that's so far the way that he gets his championships. Like it's real
even though he did earn his championship rings, like he played the best. Both
sure, he was the best. He was the best player on the team. I don't disagree. I just feel that I don't think he earned it the same way that other teams have earned theirs. So.
It's kind of corny. It's a little.
He went to the greatest team in basketball history, record wise. He joined them and won a championship. It seems easy at that point. Like he only made them better. Like
so, if he wins one with the Nets, what y'all gonna take that image off and be like, okay, nah, he like it doesn't take away from his skills. You know what I mean?
No, it doesn't take away from his skills. It just to me, I view I look at someone like what's the guy on the Clippers? That's his name is Kawhi Leonard, right? He got a chip on he got a chip in San Antonio. He got a chip on the Raptors, and now he's fighting for a chip over there in LA. He's not going to ridiculous championship like just like super stacked teams. Like they built the team and they playing games and they won. You know what I'm saying? It's something about the move. Like even LeBron's move to Miami Heat. Like to me that felt like I can't win a championship the way on my own. So I'm just gonna have to join a fucking like a superstar team in order to do it. So to me, those championships on the Miami Heat, as good as LeBron is, in my mind, it had a bit of an asterisk that he had to join up with all these other all-star players in order to do it. And I feel like his wins in Cleveland are more earned in my mind. And I feel like his win in LA is a little even not to the same like I don't look down on it so much as I do as the Miami Heat one, but he's on a better team right now. I think the Lakers he's on right now is better than the Miami Heats that he was on before. Like in terms of just him and Anthony Davis are just unstoppable. Like,
Tony, to bring it back to Cobra Kai, it's like Johnny Lawrence would say, if a snake kills an injured tiger in the jungle and another snake kills the biggest, most badass tiger in the jungle, which snake is more badass?
Exactly. There
That's
it
a pretty
is.
good reference.
That's
nah,
exactly what it is.
nah,
And I
but
think that's the
still,
difference between KD winning a championship and with the Warriors versus if he won one with the Nets is the difference.
yeah, I don't know. I still think that once KD did that move, yeah, it left a bad taste in people's mouth. But like, what do we like? Everybody makes trades every year, right? There's always a trade. There's always something going on. There's backdoor businesses and shit being said behind doors that we don't know or we would never know about, right? So it's just like what do you want him to do? Like
I
at the
mean,
end of the, like what? Just stay with the fucking OKC. Who, by the way, OKC had the most OP stat team without them even
Yeah.
fucking knowing, bro.
Yeah.
Without them even fucking knowing, like that to me blew my mind, like blows my mind to this day. Like James Harden, KD, Russell, and James Harden was a 6 man.
Mm-hmm. But James Harden didn't even really blossom into the player he is now until
Until
he
he
got
left.
traded to the Rockets. Like,
Because he had a
Well,
starting role.
yeah,
figured out that cheat code, man.
yeah, that fucking. I'm a fucking one of the best 3-point shooters, and I'm gonna get a foul every fucking time.
That man literally is nasty with the foul draws. Fucking nasty.
Yeah. I did find it interesting though, just to bring the conversation back to the 76ers real quick. It is good to see that they're doing very well right now because this has been a plan in the making for like the last like 7 years for them or so, where they've been intentionally being the one of the worst teams in the NBA. They've been sandbagging games to get more picks, more like a higher lottery chance to get picks, and that's how they landed Ben Simmons, and that's how they landed Joel Embiid, and that's why Joel Embiid's nickname is the process, is because I want to say it's the GM for the 76ers. He came up with this idea to just we're gonna sandbag these games. They literally were just sitting Ben Simmons when they got him, or who they got first, Joel Embiid or Ben? I don't even remember, but I remember they picked up one of these star players
think it
and
was
they just
Joel
sat
Embiid.
him for like a whole season because they're like, we're not letting this guy get hurt, and we're intentionally losing these games so that we could pick up another key player. And it's kind of cool to see now that they've got a very old Dwight Howard. They got Joel Embiid with Ben Simmons. Seth Curry is dropping 3-pointers left and right. They've sort of built like this little team out of this process that they came up with, and it's cool to see that they've been a shitty team for the last ever since Allen Iverson left. They've been a garbage team, and it seems like they've leveraged being a bad team into picking up a lot of good players and now being the number one team in the East. It's kind of cool.
Nah, they're definitely they're building, their process of building is fucking definitely doing good for them.
Yeah. It's really shitty too because the 76ers, the I don't know if it was the shareholders or who, they got rid of the guy that was doing this process. They got so mad of how bad their team was that they got rid of the guy. And only after they got rid of him is now that they're like seeing the fruits of the work that got put in with trying to build this team up. So it's really shitty. He built this team up and they fucking kicked him out.
Maybe y'all should do that on the Knicks.
Oh my god, the Knicks are the fucking worst.
The only
We're
reason why
not
y'all,
doing anything till Dolan gets out of the picture, dude.
the only reason why you guys make so much profit is because you guys are the Knicks in Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
Most tourists as shit. Like, that shit's crazy to me. And you guys had chances to have good players and be a good team. That's the sad thing.
Yeah.
That's
No, for sure. When we had Gallinari, we had
that was the same time around Linsanity, right?
yeah, right. We had around Insanity was like the ending of Gallinari, and we picked up the European kid who's now playing on the Mavericks, right?
Porzingis.
Yeah, right. We had fucking Porzingis. We had Carmelo. We had Tyson Chandler. who's like, that's a good little squad of people right there. And then, like, all we always missing was just a really solid point guard. And we've had decent point guards in that rotation. It just seems like the Knicks management can't get a good team of players together, or they can't get the player. I don't know, man. I'm salty. I'm looking forward to the day where my New York Knickerbockers could win a championship in my lifetime. I don't think I'm ever gonna see it, but I want it. Now, yeah. So I'm with you, Tony. They need to do that in New York. I don't know how. I'm not a fucking general manager, so if I would, I'd fucking take that job and make the Knicks great again. Okay, that's the new.
Make
Man,
the
that's
Knicks
the new slogan. All right?
terrible. That's fucking wild. Talking about make America great again. Joe finally in the office, man.
Yeah. It was a lot less eventful than a lot of people were making it. Like, people were acting like there were gonna be a whole fucking civil war going down at the inauguration, and it kind of went off without a hitch.
I mean, that's what happens when you got what 25,000 National Guard fucking soldiers sitting there. Who's gonna start
Yes.
some shit with that? Those people were real dumb that insurrection attempt, but I don't think they're that dumb.
Yeah.
That shit was a fucking shit show. That whole
Yeah.
Capitol thing was a shit fucking show. I'm glad it opened some of these people's eyes too. Like, this is the shit we've been telling you people for the longest. Now look at it.
It didn't, bro.
You don't think it
Because, I
opened
mean,
their eyes?
no, man. I have family members that are like very go hard Trump supporters, and all they'll say constantly, it was Antifa. Antifa was there. They were the ones that started. And I'm like, are you serious? So it's like they'll use whatever. They will just be on the opposite side of whatever that happens. You know what I mean?
What's like that? Like socialism and communism are just magic words. Like the fucking Donald Trump rants about that shit, and people are like, "Oh well, fuck, like communism and socialism." Guess I'm voting fucking Donald Trump.
Yeah, I posted it. Does the communism start immediately? Like, because I don't know, man.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
Mike?
like Doe was saying, I don't think it's really opened anybody's eyes. Like, as like he just said, everybody, all the hardcore Trump people were basically just saying it was Antifa that instigated all that shit, and it had nothing to do with the former president telling everybody to go and fight, and they need to take their country back, and they didn't just march the from exactly where they were, where Trump had a rally, over to the Capitol that exact same day, and then do riots over there. Like, there's no coincidence, between those things. That's their view, and it was all Antifa. And yeah, and then once you push back on the whole Antifa thing, they just say, "Well, what about the BLM protests? I didn't see you saying anything about that." And
Exactly.
it's like,
Word
So
for word. That's literally how it's going on my Facebook feed. Oh, well, you guys didn't say anything when they were burning down Targets. I'm like, well, Target's a very different store than the Congressional House where they voting for our government. I don't know. They want to, it's apples and oranges, and they really want to make them look the same, and it's not.
yep, it's all that whataboutism, dude.
Hmm.
yeah. The crazy shit, there was I forgot her name, but there's a congresswoman that recently just got elected, and she's like a full on QAnon like believer.
Mhm.
And people, I don't know how true it is, but I've read a lot of people on Twitter and things like that basically saying that she was on not on Twitter, whatever the right wing Parlor, that she was on Parlor, like sending messages to the people that were writing, to like trying to give the location of where like Nancy Pelosi was and shit in the building,
Yeah,
which
they're
presumably the fucking kidnap or kill her or something, which is
yeah
fucking, that's insane to me.
they just charged someone with attempting to with planning to assassinate AOC.
Jesus.
No way.
Yeah. I
Yep,
don't.
one of the Capitol rioters. They were like, this person was, their plan was to capture and assassinate AOC.
Did you see they ripped the panic buttons out of those people's offices? It's like the squad. What is it? There's AOC. There's one of those ladies.
Uh,
Without.
Ilhan Omar, Ayanna Presley.
Hmm?
that sounds
One of.
right. I think you're right.
And, and there's another one I can't remember.
Yeah, they took the panic buttons out of their offices without letting them know.
That's fucking crazy.
That is crazy. Speaking of pulling buttons out of things, though, y'all see that Joe Biden got rid of that Diet Pepsi button that fucking Donald Trump had
The
installed?
fucking
Yo,
Diet Coke button,
when
right?
I heard that, I was like, "Oh my god!"
How is that even fucking news? Like,
Trump had a red button on his desk. We all thought it was the nuclear button. We thought it was the button you press to launch the fucking nukes. It's actually the button to order, get a butler to walk in and deliver a fucking Diet Coke.
as
A fucking
my,
Diet Coke button. That's
I want one of
this
those
is
on the low, but
genius.
not
That shit
Diet
is. I
Coke.
would have loved this as a
Want a
kid. So
Jameson
fuck
one?
it.
You get a little Jameson shot, neat, beep. Hit the button every time. Oh, this man's having cat issues over here.
That's what I'm about to get into after this. I'm gonna have me a couple of Jamesons.
Also,
I'm gonna
I know off the topic of politics, real quick, but you guys see the movie list coming out this year?
the movie list.
Yeah, like the list of movies that are coming out this year. Coming to America 2 is coming out this year in March.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they. Rick Ross was talking about it on his Instagram that they wanted to use his house for the movie.
Huh.
Yeah, crazy. Coming to America 2, A Quiet Place Part 2. You guys ever seen the first one?
I did. And you know what? I enjoyed the hell out of it. And then I sat around and I thought about the movie. And I was like, there's a lot of plot holes in this fucking movie. There's a lot of problems in this movie. Like, the monster's weakness is a shotgun to the face. How did that not come up before?
Yeah, I'm trying to even remember that movie. Like, I'm mixing that movie with Bird Box. I think.
Yeah, you.
Am I like I'm combining? I'm trying to remember and I'm combining them. I know it's the guy. It's John Krasinski. Is that yeah? I know he's in A Quiet Place. I like the Quiet Place. It was cool. It was a little predictable for me, but I like the concept and stuff like that. It feels like Bird Box is a little bit more believable in the sense of how quick the world could go to shit because all they need to do is see like a fucking ghost monster to just immediately just turn rabid and shit. So like it's hard to fight against. Whereas like how the fuck is an army gonna lose against like just this Quiet Place monsters? Like if all you got to do is line up and shoot at them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, everyone's favorite redhead, Scarlett Johansson's movie Black Widow's coming out May 7th.
I'm actually pretty excited about that one. But I love David Harbour from Stranger Things. Can play. I forget the name of his character that he's playing, but it's almost like a Russian, like Captain America type character that I think he's playing. So pretty stoked about that one. I'm down for that.
Where did I?
Even the
Oh
movie.
yeah, that's the fucking joke, right? Is that he got and spoilers for Stranger Things. Is anybody here not seen Stranger Things?
I've seen every episode.
I've seen every single episode. I just rewatched the entire series the other week.
Damn.
So like at the end where it seems like he might have ended up in some kind of like Russian prison or something. Then so he goes from the Russian prison at the end of Stranger Things, and then he jumps into the MCU, and now he's this fucking Russian Captain America. They fucking brainwashed him. They're Winter Soldiering him up, and they're fucking brainwashed him to be the fucking the Russian Captain. I guess Captain Russia or the Hammer and Sickle. I don't know. They could come up with an interesting name. He'll be like Superman from Red Sun.
Man,
Yo.
such a good man. Yeah, the best Superman story.
Even
Absolute best
Doughboy,
Superman story.
even Doughboy brought up that movie earlier too in this pod. Godzilla versus King Kong. Was that you that said that, right, Doughboy? I think
Yeah.
May 21st is when it's dropping.
I'm gonna watch that. I liked Skull Island. I thought that Godzilla King of Monsters was all right with Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things, another Stranger Things character or actor moving on to other things.
Yeah.
She did that good Sherlock Holmes movie, Elodie, whatever her name is. There's a Sherlock Holmes movie with Millie Bobby Brown that's really good.
She's got a fun name to say.
Enola something.
Enola Holmes, right?
Enola Holmes. There you go. Yeah, that was actually really good. Believe it or not.
Had everyone's favorite buff nerd in it, Henry Cavill.
Also,
Henry Cavill's the Witcher, man. That was fucking good. I enjoyed that show.
Oh, dude.
I'm looking forward to season 2.
I can't wait for season 2, bro.
Y'all ever watch the scene by scene breakdown that he did where he's talking about that sword fight scene and he's describing like how they did it with the half swords and like all the movements and shit
I
like
didn't
that?
see that.
Oh man, I'll send a link to you. At some
Yeah,
point.
send that shit for sure. I would definitely want to see that. Also,
it was cool. It was cool to see that Henry Cavill played Geralt, and he's both a fan of all this like fantasy shit, and he was a fan of the Witcher series as well. So I don't know. Like me, if I were in his shoes, which I'm not because I'm not tall, handsome, and buff, but if I was in his shoes, being able to like be in a Star Wars movie or like I don't know, be Spider-Man or something. Some of my favorite characters, it would be insane. So I can only imagine how hyped he must have been to be able to like play his favorite characters.
hell yeah.
The rumor is that the man almost missed his Superman audition because he was raiding in World of Warcraft.
No way, really?
Hilarious.
Video games, man. That shit goes. Doesn't matter how old you are, video games will always be there. And also, Fast and Furious 9, one of Pucho's favorite trilogies.
Trilogy? It's fucking Fast and the Furious 9, his favorite trilogy.
His favorite.
It's a fucking interesting sentence. That fucking series is, I don't know, people love it. So I can't.
It's so overrated.
It makes so much money.
Are they in outer space yet?
Nah.
Yeah, that's got to be the next step. Like they're gonna fight the galactic aliens with their cool cars and their guns. Like I like the first Fast and the Furious movie. It was like an interesting street racing movie. I thought it was cool, and every movie after that just gets more and more just batshit.
I watched the first movie the other day, like fairly recently, maybe like a month ago, and they're stealing VCRs and like TVs or some shit.
Oh my
and then,
god!
Like in the new one, the trailer, like I haven't seen it, but they're like throwing like torpedoes with their hands and fighting submarines or some shit. What the fuck happened with this series?
That shit escalated so fucking quick from what it was originally, just street racing, loyalty, and business, to fucking fighting assassins and military. This shit just fucking jumped. That's a 0 to 100. And like 2 movies, it went 0 to 100 really fucking quick. Crazy.
Yeah, pretty much after Tokyo Drift, the very next movie is where they began like the crazy off the charts kind of like big set pieces. Those movies just remind me of the crazy big moments in Uncharted. Like those the train falling or flying out the back of an airplane and shit like that. That's like those moments is all the Fast and the Furious movies are now.
Yeah. Also, I don't know, growing up, did you guys like Ghostbusters?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Well, Ghostbuster Afterlife is dropping June 11th this year too.
Asking if we like Ghostbusters.
Hey.
Raise your hand if you didn't dress up as a Ghostbuster for one Halloween.
I didn't. Well, I wish I did.
didn't.
I was a broke kid, all right? I wish. I wish I was a Ghostbuster. That would have been dope.
Yeah?
Hell yeah. The Ghostbusters are the shit when I was a kid.
Absolutely.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's just there in New York City and that adds to it. But everyone growing up in New York, us in New York City, we fucking love the Ghostbusters. Like all the fucking kids were obsessed with the Ghostbusters. Like
This last Halloween, I was walking down the hill to my apartment, and there was a few people walking around the city with costumes on, and there was a group of 4 Asian Ghostbusters, and they could not stop arguing with each other. No, that's my shirt. No, this is my good. Hilarious. It was hilarious. Yeah, New York loves Ghostbusters.
So I really like too in Stranger Things when the kids dressed up as the Ghostbusters. Like, I don't know. It's just nostalgic. That whole show is just very nostalgic for me.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. The whole music, the music and shit, the soundtrack is all fucking shit's fire. That whole Stranger Things show is fire.
80s music is amazing. 70s, 80s music is really good.
You know, I like the idea of 80s music more than I like the actual 80s music. Like synthwave is the shit because it's like 80 it's like the feel of 80s music but without some of the nonsense that you
That's
actually ran
Pucho's.
into with 80s music.
That-
Although Vice City, the soundtrack of that game is
oh
fucking fire.
man,
Amazing.
fucking Vice City, bro. That's fucking. Yeah, I like that game a lot. That had a great soundtrack.
Yep. Just driving around the city, just listening to the songs. Like shit, that was like 90% of my time playing that game.
Yeah, I remember I would wait to start a mission if a good song was on, and I was
Yep.
like, hold
Oh,
on.
I did that once or
And-
twice. Yeah, there was only like 2 radio stations I would only play like all the time. But
I forgot the radio stations in Vice City.
Oh
Pucho.
my god. Yo, Flash FM was my shit.
Flash
dude. I bumped Flash FM almost exclusively.
yeah,
And it was probably not the right decision because so many of the other radio stations also have good music. Like the hip hop stations were cool.
yeah,
You know, they got Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five on there. Like they have even some of the rock and roll ones. It's just when I was a kid, I didn't like rock until maybe like 2007 or something. I was like 17 years old, 16 years old until I started like listening to rock music. So like I kind of like didn't listen to those songs in Vice City, but like going back and listening to the soundtrack, that whole soundtrack is awesome.
Absolutely. Best part of that game.
Also,
Yeah.
my favorite, I want this movie. I've been waiting for this part 2 to come out. But Venom, Let There Be Carnage, is coming out in June 25th. And just to throw it out there, and all the Spider-Man characters and shit, Venom is my favorite fucking character of all time.
Yeah.
Like Venom, I like his attitude. I like the way, like his personality and shit. Like that dude, and the guy who's actually acting out, I forget his name.
Tom Hardy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic for that Venom character, bro. I was like, holy shit, I would, you know what I mean? Like that dude played it good.
He's doing a real solid job with him. Venom's an interesting character. That's an interesting character to have as your favorite. Because Venom is just such a 90s comic book character. He's just like that extreme anti-hero kind of in your face attitude kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's very 90s. Very
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah, I loved Venom. I think Venom is my favorite villain growing up. Venom. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero growing up, and I was obsessed with Spider-Man and Venom.
Mhm.
And yeah, I too loved Venom a lot growing up. I didn't really like the Venom movie too much, to be honest. It was okay. I wasn't too. I don't know. It was good. Yeah. It just felt a little too generic. Like I wished. I'm hoping this one they kind of somehow bring that character into the MCU more because he's kind of like his whole story was isolated on the West Coast and there was no other characters at all. Nobody showed up to help him. They didn't even mention like a Spider-Man or anything like that, as far as I'm aware.
Yep.
Maybe they bring him in this time. I don't know.
That's what I'm hoping.
But it would be the old Spider-Man. It won't be the new Spider-Man though, right? If they're sticking with it, I don't know how the fuck.
Yeah, I know they're about to start getting into crazy alternate realities and alternate timelines. So Venom could exist in one of those, you know? I just want something, even if you just tell me that he exists in a fucking universe where there's no other superheroes and he's the only one, I'd be like, okay, at least I could accept that now. It feels weird for them to exist in the same world and yet no one mentioned fucking Iron Man or something like that. Like, it just feels weird.
I'm still waiting for him to drop a Silver Surfer fucking movie. Like they
What
showed
about-
him.
What about that confirmation that Deadpool 3 is going to be part of the MCU and it's still going to be R-rated?
Yeah, that's dope.
That's fire.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, because basically Disney bought out Fox. Now Disney owns
Oh, wow.
everything. Yeah, Disney owns everything in
What about
Fox
X-Men?
except for Fox News. Exactly.
Yep.
So they own X-Men. So
Wow.
now the new thing that they're doing, which and I think they're gonna do it around Scarlet Witch, that new TV show WandaVision, I think is gonna be the first step in sort of blending that X-Men universe that was on Fox with the MCU.
They
Because
they
in the comics, the Scarlet Witch is, I think, Magneto's daughter. And I was surprised. I'm still shocked. I don't even know where that line existed before, where like, because I know like Quicksilver is in an X-Men movie, but he was also in the second Avengers movie. And I'm like, is he MCU or is he fight? Like, I don't know. So now they're gonna bring those together. So my bad. What are you gonna say, Mateo?
They could do it with Deadpool too, also, because he fucked up the timeline. End of that movie, he went back and fucked up the timeline. So who knows what kind of funky changes? Like there's a lot of very comic book ways they could explain the intro to the multiverse and alternate realities and all that. They've got a blank slate, man. I mean, you can do basically whatever the fuck you want in comics anyway.
Yeah.
How many characters have died and come back to life? Probably every single one of them.
Fucking ridiculous.
I will say, I'm going to make a prediction right now for Deadpool 3, though. There's no way that Hugh Jackman doesn't suit back up to do even just a cameo as Wolverine or appear as himself in the fucking movie, just like a Hugh Jackman cameo. There's no way that shit doesn't happen.
Do you think they'll kill him? Like kill him off?
Who?
Wolverine. You think they'll just kill off Hugh Jackman from that?
He died in Logan.
He did die in Logan.
No, he did.
What timeline is that?
Yeah.
Well, sure, exactly. Yeah, I don't know how they. But in the Deadpool universe, right?
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, he exists, and that has to be the same timeline as well. No, I say it has to be. I don't know. Who knows what they're gonna do with it? I'm excited. I am medium enthusiastic about the MCU, and there are a number of movies in it that I really enjoy. A lot of the other ones I find just like they're just to me just very generic blockbuster type movies, with big budget films and stuff. So I'm more excited for some of these smaller movies and kind of how they tie in.
Also, Pooch, since you're good at explaining some stuff, do you want to explain to the people what MCU is and the abbreviations that we're using?
Yeah, my bad. So the MCU stands for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which started, I believe, with the first Iron Man movie back in 2006 or 7 or 8, one of those years. And pretty much ever since then, I'm pretty sure in the ending of the Iron Man movie, the after credits, they mentioned like the Hulk or something. Then they came out with the Hulk, and then ever since then, they've sort of been blending, making all these movies. I think after that, they make the Avengers, or after Iron Man 2 or 3, and they make the Avengers, and that's really where they introduce all these other characters. And they got Captain America movies and all this other shit. They got now the Spider-Man. I was super hyped about that one because I'm like, how are you gonna have Avengers without Spider-Man in it? And then because Spider-Man's still owned by Sony. So Spider-Man is not owned by Disney or Marvel at all.
Do you think they're going to try to buy them too?
I don't think Disney is going to buy Sony. Sony is I mean, they could
or just
buy
the Spider-Man like franchise.
Yeah. I think right now they have kind of like this deal where they're able to use the character in the MCU, but there has to be some behind the door, like, splitting of the money that gets made where Spider-Man makes appearances or something. Because again, he's still owned by Sony. It's not a Marvel character technically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Disney.
What other abbreviations did I use though, Tony?
Damn. It was MC. Fuck, I forgot the other one.
Yeah.
If I'm not correct, wasn't there like a big scare last summer about Sony not making another Spider-Man movie, and then a few days later they made a deal or something like that?
Yep. Yeah. They yeah, I don't know. It must have been Disney playing hardball, and then Sony knowing that like people like Spider-Man a lot, so they probably made it public. Like, all right, man, we're gonna pull this guy unless Disney makes some kind of concession. And then boom, lo and behold, they're making more Spider-Mans with MCU. So that must have worked itself out somehow.
No, yeah, they're dropping a new Spider-Man this year, to be exact.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be the first movie of the new. I don't even know what they're calling it now, but I guess they're doing story arcs, and basically the last story arc was basically from Iron Man to the end of the End Game, I think is what it's called. Mm-hmm. That all those movies together is like one big.
Oh shit! Just dropped everything in my house.
Yeah. And so I think Spider-Man's going to be like the first movie that's going to kick off the next wave of like MCU movies.
And they're supposed to be bringing in Toby and Andrew Garfield back into the
Yes,
mix.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's going to be dope.
Trying to ride on probably my favorite Marvel movie,
Which is
Spider-Man, the Miles Morales one.
Oh yes.
It's the Spider-Verse. That might be my favorite Marvel movie that's come out.
I've yet to see it.
I will
What?
Yeah, I actually might see it today, later on today, but I haven't seen it yet. Everybody says it's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's so damn good, dude. It might be my favorite Marvel one. I'd have to think real hard. But I like some of the weird ones though. Like I like the first Captain America movie. I thought it was interesting. They did like, here's a war movie, but also with a superpowered character in it. But it's mostly a war movie.
Right. And it's cool because it feels somewhat grounded in the sense that like as superpowered Captain America is, he's just like a strong dude who could like, he's just a Superman in a sense. He's a little faster, a little stronger, and he got a cool shield.
Yeah.
Did he have the shield in the first movie?
Eventually he does.
They made it for him.
He meets Howard Stark
Yep.
and gets the shield.
Like towards the end, he has it. But
Yeah, it can be Captain America. Dude, I love my uncle. He had a poster or a comic book or something. I don't know. But it was like I remember seeing this image of Captain America like standing tall on top of like a fucking pile of Nazis. And I just thought it was like the coolest fucking imagery as a kid. I was like, man, fuck. And so for a while, I would say Captain America was one of my favorite characters just off that one like picture. Like
Same, absolutely the same. Like he's a character that he likes punching Nazis, and I'm fine with that.
I'm down for that.
and 2 fucking pods in a row where I mentioned fucking punching Nazis and loving it.
That's consistent. That's gonna be your consistent thing. Just bringing that shit back up.
That'll be my shtick. I'm gonna bring up now.
Doughboy, do you got any favorite? Well, I know you've seen all the Marvels and Spider-Man and shit. Do you have any favorite superhero or anything like that? Because I like Venom from Spider-Man. Like,
Trying to think. I mean, I really like the Hulk, but I like X-Men universe. I like the Magneto. I liked all those. I was more into that when I was a kid.
did you watch the cartoon shows of it?
Batman, yeah. Off of that line, like I used to be really into the Transformers show, but the one with the dinosaurs,
Oh,
that was my favorite one.
Oh,
and that's old. Holy shit.
I forgot, but they showed it every morning before school, and
Is
I was
that
really
Animorphs? No.
No,
No,
I
that's
don't
a
think
book.
it's Animorphs.
The Animorphs is a book, you're right. Oh my god.
the regular face, and then they just turn into.
Okay, not Animorphs.
There's always a middle picture that just looks terrible because it's like half face, half. It's just terrible.
I remember Optimus Prime being a gorilla. Like,
Yeah.
right?
Well, wait, I'm gonna look it up right now.
I remember that.
Dinobots.
Beast Wars?
It was
Beast
Dinobots,
Wars,
right?
yep, Beast
Oh, it was
Wars,
Beast
yep.
Wars?
Transformers
Yeah.
Beast Wars, yep.
Yeah, I thought that was cool too. And the animation was very rough. It was like a 3D like CGI type thing, but this is like
Oh, it was Beast Wars. Yeah.
It was in the same style of like that reboot show from.
yeah. Oh, it was. That show was fucking weird.
Man, we put up with a lot of bad CGI as kids, though, dude. Like, look at Reboot, look at VR Troopers and fucking Power Rangers.
Hey, don't be shitting on the Power Rangers, all right? Those little fucking toys with the strings hanging in the background, that's my shit.
Did Power Rangers use a lot of CGI?
Power Rangers might not have. VR Troopers definitely did for their
special
little
effects.
transforming shit.
Yeah, I know they did a lot of special effects because I remember as a kid, like when they went and they morphed and they got into the Megazord,
Oh,
the fucking it was so obviously a fucking set. Like there because then there were these giant robots and they're like they'd get punched and they'd land on top of like skyscrapers and just flatten them. And it's like looking back on that, like we just watched like a million lives get snuffed out in like one punch.
no one gave a fuck about those
Thought of
lives.
that as a kid. Like these fucking these fucking things that were just like punching, like flattening cities. Fucking, he pulls out the big sword, right? That was the ultimate attack. He always
Facts.
killed them. He's fucking destroyed the whole city every time. It's like,
Well, think about the implications of that. Think of how quickly they built those skyscrapers back up. Those are the best construction people in the fucking world.
Boys worked
in that
overtime. Nah, but
man.
damn, bro, Power Rangers, bro, that brought back some good memories. I remember just being so infatuated with Kimberly, her little pink ass suit. Like, I think that's where white men were probably introduced to me, and growing up as a kid, Kimberly and Topanga, them two right there, them two bottom bitches, they brought white women into my world. And then also Tommy was my favorite Power Ranger, green, black, and white. When the White Ranger came out, it was over. All the other Rangers was trash.
I forgot. There was like an arc, either the Green Ranger or the White Ranger. That was like my favorite.
The Green Ranger was supposedly the bad Ranger, like got corrupted or whatever, and came back and then became the White Ranger with the fucking sword and the fucking gatos and shit. That shit was my shit.
Just like Gandalf, dude.
Yeah. I love the green. When you pull out the flute.
That's where Future actually got mask on, mask off from. Yeah, man. What about? Hey, you guys remember the old cartoons back in the days, the Shark Fighters or the
Street Sharks.
Yes, bro. I used to watch the shit out of
What
that
was it
show.
called?
Street Sharks,
Street
dude.
Sharks.
Sharks. They were like
They were
They were
sharks
like-
with big old buff, like
Fucking-
bodybuilder arms.
Yeah, fucking, they're badass little man. Cartoon ain't what it used to be, bro.
SWAT cats, dude.
SWAT
cats all fucking day.
cats.
wow.
Damn.
I feel like I remember a different cartoon with buff sharks.
No, I don't. No.
I know that Vin Diesel did a commercial for the shark. The shark is hilarious.
I wasn't
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
even bring that up. I thought about it so hard the second we mentioned Street Sharks.
I forgot that he did
so-
that shit.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Making the
He's got the
sound,
fucking
making them
Street
fight each
Shark
other.
toy. Yeah.
The
Okay, I
fucking-
remember that.
Yeah. Classic shit, bro. You can't.
What else is coming out, Tony?
Oh shit, yeah. Fucking. Other than that, I don't really care about the other movies, to be honest.
Because I got a few movies now that you mentioned it. I'm
Go ahead.
that
give it to me.
I'm looking forward
Pause.
to. So there's a new Mortal Kombat movie coming out this year.
What the fuck? No way.
I heard.
Yeah.
Yep. There's so I don't know, man. I liked the Mortal Kombat movies as a kid. I like 1 and 2 as ridiculously bad as
So
they were.
terrible, but it's
They're
so
so
Dude, you want to talk some bad CGI? Go back and look at Reptile in the first fucking movie.
Oh, I remember that. He fucking deteriorates into a bunch of bugs, like a bunch of insects. So there's that. There's another movie, In the Heights. I don't know if you guys saw Hamilton. I love Hamilton. In the Heights is like another like play that guy has written, Juan Le Miranda, and yeah,
Was
they're
it-
making a movie off of the play. What's up?
Good.
it was a Broadway play.
Right.
It used to be very popular.
Yeah,
The,
so they're
the-
making a movie.
Dude, the trailer itself got me misty-eyed. So like I'm all on board for seeing that. Looks so good.
Yep. There's Top Gun. Like you got another Tom Cruise Top Gun
Oh
coming
yeah,
out.
yeah,
that's
yeah.
gonna be
I
fun.
seen that. Yep.
I imagine it's gonna be batshit crazy in the same vein as like these Fast and the Furious movies. And then I got one movie I want to say, but I'm looking through to see. Yeah, and then you mentioned The Matrix 4 is supposed
Yep.
to come out this year, and then for me, the movie that I'm looking forward to most is going to be Dune this year. They're
Doom?
remaking
They're remaking the Doom?
not Doom. Dune. It's
Oh,
a sci-fi,
Doom.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi book from
It
a
looks
long
really
ass time ago.
What is it
And
about? I never heard of that.
There's an '80s movie.
Spice in the flow.
Yep.
What is it about? Never heard of that movie.
Basically, Han Solo is a spice. Let me stop. He smuggled spice in the first Star Wars movie, and I always like to think that it's the spice from Dune. Anyways, basically, there's this planet. Is it Ericus?
That sounds
And
right.
they call it Dune because it's got a whole bunch of deserts and sand dunes and blah blah blah. And basically, it's fucking Game of Thrones in space. You got all these families and houses that they want control over this planet because it has this spice, this resource that basically could make people into like super powered like mind. I don't know. It does some shit where they get stronger, they get faster, they get more intelligent, kind of like a just some magical shit that you know
People just want to control it, so they just
people
got
want, yeah, because it could power fucking cities and it's this magical material that could do anything.
Mhm.
And so all these families are just backstabbing each other into
Damn.
getting control over the planet.
And it's dangerous to gather, right? Because there's big like sandworms or
Yes, that's another thing. Yeah, like I'd like to say that the worm that we saw in the episode that Mateo said he meant that he watched on The Mandalorian, I'm pretty sure that creature is like a nod to Dune because
Huh.
they're on the desert planet of Tatooine, and you got this giant worm burrowing these massive fucking holes, and it behaves similar to the worms that are on Dune.
okay.
And yeah, this it's super dangerous to mine. And like while they're mining the shit, they're like constantly keeping track of all these worms that are like in the vicinity. Because anytime these worms attack, it's like they're fucking city-sized worms, and they'll just destroy everything.
Damn.
so Tony, it's basically Star Wars
Yeah.
plus Game of Thrones plus Tremors.
Fucking Tremors, bro. That's a great movie.
Tremors is so good. You know what I didn't realize until you said it? I didn't know that spice. That's what they use in Enter the Gungeon to like raise all your stats. But if you
Yes.
use too much spice, you get like addicted, and it has a
Yes,
So now we throw Enter
that's
the Gungeon
that's the Dune
into
reference.
that mix.
Absolutely,
that.
it's yeah.
That's crazy.
So I like to think, right, when Han Solo in the beginning of Star Wars, he loses Jabba the Hutt's spice. I like to think that it's the spice from Dune. He's a spice smuggler. Like that's what Han Solo's been doing.
Like, he makes
To
a
bring it
cameo
all
in
the way
that.
back to the first conversation of Star
He'll make a
Wars.
little cameo in that movie. You'll be hyped. I knew it. I knew it. That's wild. But nah, fucking yeah, that's a lot of good movies. I'm glad that we're finally getting some movies, man. Because last year was a shit show for real.
Whenever we can all go to the theater again. Although I like what HBO's been doing, where they are doing just streaming on their service at the same time as the movie releases. I think they're doing that for the Kong versus Godzilla one.
Yep.
Yeah. And they're doing it for Dune. I think it's going to be straight to HBO Max, and I don't even think they're charging a premium. I think it's just going to be there.
Oh, that's fire. Oh, did you guys see Monster Hunter, by the way? With the same chick who did Resident Evil? My favorite chick.
Jovovich?
Yeah.
Like, is a movie off the game?
Yeah, I think it's based off the game.
Did it release already? I wasn't too invested in it.
Yeah, it released already. I was trying to watch it, but they, for some reason, the app that I have on Fire Stick doesn't have it yet, so it's just like, can't watch it. But
I will probably watch it at some point, but it's not super high up on my priority list.
I'm waiting for another Resident Evil movie.
Oh,
They're
cool.
they're making another one soon.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Fire.
Sorry.
What's up, Butch?
No, I was saying T.I. is in Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
That shit is funny to me.
Yeah, he is. Wow, I didn't even know why I didn't mention that. Yeah, T.I. is in
Yeah,
that.
and this the character in there, the hunter, is this guy Tony Jaa or Tony Jaa. You remember this guy from Ong Bak?
Oh yeah.
That first Ong Bak movie, I watched that shit like a million times. That shit was amazing.
Breaking everyone's arms.
Throwing just elbows and knees left and right. That shit was ridiculous. I love that shit.
Well, I think that's quite a bit of a pod today. Fucking talked about a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, super successful.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, good luck making those timestamps there, Tony. Try to figure out where we talked about different things. Don't forget that Street Shark one. That's going to be the important one.
I'm not even going to lie. I have it written down on the envelope. I have to go back, though, to like specifically get the Street Sharks and all the little remarks. But I might just say, nah, you're going to have to keep watching to get those hidden gems. But thanks to all the listeners and the viewers out there. Once again, hit that like and subscribe button. This is the One Up Podcast. I am your host, El Caballo, a.k.a. Jose, here with Doughboy, Pucho, and Mateo. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.